I am Mark Everett Kelly here with Northeast Alabama Sports, and this is the SEC standings. Now, it's really confusing for some people, and in our wrap-up over the weekend, we had a bunch of things happen that just screwed everything up. So, right now, Texas A&M is the only undefeated team in conference play, and overall, they were 7-0 in conference play, 10-0 overall. Their remaining game is at Texas, as far as SEC. So if they win out, they're going to make the SEC championship game there, right? So the three teams to keep an eye on here for this opponent for Texas A&M would be Georgia, Ole Miss, and Alabama. Now, because Alabama lost, that screwed everything up. If Alabama would have won, they would have been undefeated in the SEC, and they would have had the clear advantage over Georgia and Ole Miss, who have one loss. However, now that all three of them have one loss, this creates a problem. Georgia is done with their SEC schedule. Their remaining game is, I think they play Charlotte, and then they play Georgia Tech, two teams that are non-conference teams. It could affect their overall standing in the college football playoff, but it won't affect their standing in the SEC. Ole Miss, their last conference game is at Mississippi State, which is a huge game. Obviously, it's the Egg Bowl, it's a rivalry game, and it could determine whether or not they go to the SEC championship game or the college football playoff. Then you have Alabama, which their remaining game is at Auburn. Now, Auburn, when Alabama goes down there, weird things happen. I mean, they have played very tight games the last 5 or 6 times they've been down there. 2023, they won on a Hail Mary pass, if you remember, fourth and goal at the 29-yard line. 2021, they were held to 3 points for most of the game. They wound up winning in overtime. 2019, they lost, wound up preventing them playing a rematch against LSU in the college football playoff, kept them out of the college football playoff. And in 2017, they lost. Their only loss of the year that they went on to win the national championship, despite not even winning the SEC. So, how is a tiebreaker determined? If the three-way tie here is really what we're going to be concerned about. Georgia, Ole Miss, and Alabama. We're not going to include Texas A&M right now, but if these three wind up in a tie, it's a big mess because head-to-head, it's uneven. They have not all played each other. Alabama's played Georgia, and Georgia's played Ole Miss, but Alabama has not played Ole Miss, so automatically that does not count. So then you would go to common opponents. They have no common opponents. If you look at their schedule, all three teams do not play one team. So Alabama, Georgia, and Ole Miss, there's no one team that they all play, so you can't count out. So it would come down to overall cumulative winning percentage. And right now, Alabama opponents are 41-27 overall. Georgia's is 31-30, and Ole Miss is 32-38. So Alabama pretty much has a pretty big advantage there. There's still a couple games remaining on the schedule that could change, but unless just drastic things happen, Alabama would probably hold the tiebreaker for that category, thus putting Alabama in the SEC championship game. So as long as they beat Auburn, Alabama's got a pretty good chance of making the SEC championship game. If they don't, then Georgia and Ole Miss, that would then go to head-to-head. If they wind up being tied and Georgia won, they only match up between the two of them earlier in the year. So there we go. Ole Miss goes if Alabama loses. I think it might go if there's like a 4-way. I don't know how Ole Miss really is going to make the SEC championship at this point because they would lose the 3-way tie. They would lose head-to-head against Georgia. If they were, and I can't really, Georgia, because their conference schedule is over, well, that's just another scenario. We don't really have to worry about that until it happens. So, but Ole Miss has got the longest shot of playing in the SEC championship game. But as long as they win their last 2 games, they will probably make the college football playoff, something Lane Kiffin has never done. Well, that's it for the SEC. We tried to do an update this weekend. Finally got one done. crazy college football weekend, another crazy one coming up, and many interesting things happening over the final 2 weeks of the college football season. Make sure you check back here and we will update you as much as we can.